People, could you imagine consuming this much amount of sugar all at once? Even thinking about it would make you feel uncomfortable, right? But trust me when I tell you, this is the exact amount of sugar in a 600 ml bottle of Pepsi that you drink. That is 65.4 grams of sugar. It fills half a glass, and this can really make you sick. These drinks also contain a lot of cancer-causing substances, which we are going to look into in detail, so let's dive right in. Coca-Cola sells a whopping 1.9 billion servings every single day, and imagine we are talking about just one brand of these soft drinks. If you include all the other brands out there, the sheer quantity of this carbonated sugar calamity consumed worldwide is unimaginable. Now, thinking about all this sugar overdose, you might wonder how much added sugar is normal for human consumption. The answer is zero. Yep, absolute zero, because the sugar we are talking about is added sugar and not natural sugars. See, the sugar we get from food like lactose in milk or fructose in fruits are examples of natural sugar, which when you consume, supplies you with sufficient energy and completely fulfills the needs of your body. Whereas added sugar is what we additionally put into our food, like the sugar we add in our coffee or while baking or preparing food in general. And according to the American Heart Association, our bodies do not require any kind of added sugar to function properly. But since we are all guilty of sneaking added sugar into our diet one way or the other, you might now be wondering what level of added sugar our body can safely tolerate. The recommended limit for an adult man is 36 grams in a day, and for an adult woman it amounts to 25 grams. So this one bottle of Pepsi containing 65.4 grams of added sugar will surpass your daily recommended intake, therefore does real damage to your body. Of course, it just won't happen instantly, but in the long run it's a one-way ticket to weak joints, liver damage, type 2 diabetes, pancreatic breakdown, kidney failure, premature skin aging, and not to mention increased risk of heart attack, and finally the good old obesity. When most people think about sugar, they shrug it off relating it to diabetes and overweight, but very few people know about the other consequence. And I'm only getting started here. A very dangerous downside of sugar consumption is that you can easily get addicted to it the same way people get addicted to drugs. In a 2017 study, sugar addiction was compared to cocaine addiction, which is why people who consume soft drinks consume them quite regularly, and when there is no soda inside, they'll regularly be having candies, sweets or ice creams, basically things that have high sugar content. A lot of countries around the world started to take this issue very seriously, which resulted in the major brands to come up with the diet versions of their soft drinks, yet another brilliant strategy for fooling millions of worldwide consumers, which we'll get into in a minute. In 1964, PepsiCo launched the Diet Pepsi, and in 1982, Coca-Cola launched their own versions of the Diet Coke. In both versions of the diet soft drinks, there are 0 calories and 0 added sugar. This would make you think it's safe to consume the diet versions of your favorite soft drinks. Absolutely not. These drinks are heavily loaded with artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, saccharin, sucralose, etc., and these sweeteners have a very controversial history. There have been a lot of studies directly linking them to cancer, due to which they were banned in a lot of places around the world. In a recent study conducted in France, the effect of these artificial sweeteners were monitored on 100,000 adults over a period of 7 to 8 years, and they found that consuming aspartame drastically increases the risk of cancer. If you head over to the official website of the Center for Science in the Public Interest, you yourself can find proof of this. In other studies, these are directly linked to heart diseases, strokes, diabetes, increased toxicity of kidneys, and even mental health problems and birth defects. Then comes caramel, which gives Pepsi and Coca-Cola its distinct brown-black color. Ever wondered what caramel actually is? Caramel is basically burnt sugar obtained by heating sugar with ammonia and sulfides, and doing so releases a byproduct named 4-MI-4-methylimidazole, which has been linked to cancer by multiple studies. In the state of California, it is listed as a carcinogen, where the law states that the amount of this carcinogen in any food or drink should not exceed 29 micrograms. But according to the news articles published in 2012, the amount of caramels in soft drinks were found to be a whopping 138 micrograms, which is more than 4 times the permitted limit. After this controversy, Coca-Cola said that they would change their formula in the United States. But in countries like India and other developing countries where these regulations don't exist, no changes has been made whatsoever. And even now they keep selling cheaper cancer-causing products, and what's even terrifying is no one actually cares. These companies are only concerned about making huge profits, and they don't give a damn about the health of people. Another such example is our next ingredient, the preservative E211, which is the code name for the preservative sodium benzoate. In 2005, the US FDA ran some tests in a private lab, and they found that these soft drinks contain benzene, a gas which is emitted from the exhaust pipes of vehicles, as it is a byproduct obtained by burning coal or petroleum, which also causes cancer. But an interesting question is, how does this gas end up in cold drinks? After a lot of research was conducted, it was found that the benzoate salts such as the preservative sodium benzoate reacts with ascorbic acid found in vitamin C, which together form benzene. This reaction only needs heat and light to take place, so what happens is, while transporting these soft drinks from one place to other, the bottles are exposed to heat and light, resulting in this reaction to take place. Insane, right? When this controversy erupted in 2007, court cases were filed against PepsiCo and Coca-Cola. And the next year in 2008, it was revealed that Coca-Cola would stop using sodium benzoate in their products. You would think this was a positive step, but as I mentioned earlier, these companies take actions only in countries where court cases are filed against them. Whereas in India, it is still a popular preservative used in soft drinks. Then comes phosphoric acid, which is commonly found in these drinks to prevent the growth of mold and bacteria, which is not a terribly harmful element because it is found even in milk. But the downside is, if you consume large amounts of phosphoric acid, it can damage your teeth and can lead to dental corrosion. This is why children are often advised to avoid soft drinks so that they don't ruin their teeth. Other ingredients include stabilizers which are added to maintain the homogeneity of the solution so that these drinks remain homogeneous throughout. Then there is the acidity regulator 330, sodium citrates, etc., which are not as harmful as the ones we have already discussed. And finally, there is the carbonated water which gives you the fizz in the cold drinks. So basically, this is the contents in a typical bottle of soft drinks. And yes, remember this is what you're signing up for the next time you drink a bottle of your favorite soft drinks irrespective of their brands. So from now on, let's swap out these carbonated calamities for healthier choices like plain drinking water. Of course, the choice is yours, but always remember your health deserves nothing more than a happy ending. Thank you.